I was able to pick up this nice stack of graded slabs today, as well as one raw early ASM issue. Find out what I picked up and how much I paid. Stay tuned. Welcome guys to another episode of Comics with Monix. We made the transaction with a local collector, and overall I think we're both pretty happy on both sides. The seller wanted to sell this group of books to be able to fund one of his grails. If you guys are new here, go ahead and hit the subscribe button so that you guys can catch future videos. I've been on a lot of hunting trips as well as purchasing small to medium-sized collections. So I'm going to be posting quite a bit here on YouTube. I haven't been posting a lot lately, but it's going to come pretty fast here. Got a bit of momentum. So let's go ahead and show the haul that I got today. I'll go ahead and go over each individual book, and at the end of the video, I'll let you guys know what I paid for the entire small collection. So this was 7 books total, not a lot of books, but each one of them are pretty valuable. They're all either Silver Age or Bronze Age keys. And we'll start with the first book as the only raw book of this collection. This one is an early Amazing Spider-Man key, one of my favorites from the early Amazing Spider-Man. It is Amazing Spider-Man number 5, the first time that Dr. Doom crosses over to the Amazing Spider-Man series, first time that they both meet. This is a lower grade. You can see that has a pretty rough spine with some tears, a lot of ticks, big color breaking crease that goes over a big portion of the trade dress, like right there, big color breaking crease. But it is attached and no big chunks missing. So for about a 3.0, I think it presents pretty nicely. It has a little bit of tanning, but overall it still has very deep colors, which is very nice on this book. The greens and reds pop very nicely. So very, very excited about this pickup, especially when it's a raw book. I felt that a lot of these raw early ASM books, first 10 issues, especially the first 5 issues, are very high in demand if they're not graded. So this is going to be available at our next local show called Near Mint Sundays. If you guys aren't familiar, I'll leave the information on the show in the description below, but you'll be able to have a chance of picking this book at a great price. So that's the first book, Amazing Spider-Man number 5, first Dr. Doom crossover. So the next book we have is not a very expensive book. However, it is a great cover, and it's a very early Avengers book in the Silver Age. This is Avengers number 12, and there's no big key significance on this book except that it's just a great cover, and this is in a high grade 8.0 with white pages, so definitely a stunning copy. And I've always liked this cover a lot with Thor swinging his hammer, and we got Cap, we got Iron Man, we got Giant Man in the front. So very, very nice book. A lot of black on this, so it's very hard to get it in high grade. So glad I was able to pick this up as part of the haul. So we got Avengers 12 in an 8.0. And the next book we have up is a very, very classic cover in the Fantastic Four series, and that is Fantastic Four number 25, the first time that the Thing and the Hulk have their classic fight. It's not the first time that they meet. Hulk and Thing meet for the first time in Fantastic Four number 12, but this is their epic battle in this issue, and I've always liked this cover a lot more. Very dynamic cover. I also like how there's a lot of purple, and when you have it in a decent grade like this one is, 6.5, the colors really pop on it. As you guys can see so far, a lot of these books that I have in this haul are going to have a lot of the features I like the vibrant colors. So when you have a higher mid to higher grade in Silver Age books, that's one of the things I look for, and this one is no exception. Great presentation for 6.5. trying to see where the defects are. The spine is amazing on this book. The major defects is probably towards the bottom edge here. There's some color breaking creases, but nothing too severe. A little bit of chipping right here, but you can't even tell. It looks like it's part of the art of the flames there. So very, very nice. Key here, Hulk versus Thing. Great book to have. I'm not sure if I'm going to be keeping this. I'm likely going to be listing it for sale, probably bringing it along to the show near Mint Sundays. So be on the lookout for this one as well. So the next one I have is Silver Surfer number 4, and this is the iconic cover with Silver Surfer battling Thor. This has got to be one of the nicest copies I've had of this book so far. I've had very low grade copies. It's hard to find higher grade copies for a lower price. They tend to be pretty expensive when they get into the higher grades like the 7.0s, 8.0s, 9.0s. So a 6.5 that presents very nice is definitely something that I'm contemplating on keeping for myself. Let's take a look at this book a little closely. So the spine looks really, really nice. I think that's not where most of the defects are on this book. I think there's some kind of like wear on the top corner there. Yeah, definitely some wear on the top corner there, which isn't too bad. I think the major defect is this one big crease that got pretty much more than half of the book right there, but not a big deal. There's no big chunks missing, but the major plus on this one is the colors, the yellows, the rainbow road there, just stunning. The reds, they all pop. The purple is absolutely stunning. Love the colors on this one. Now that I have it in hand, I think this might be a copy that I'm going to keep for myself. So I don't think I'm going to be bringing this, but you'll never know. Really haven't been able to keep too many books in the collection lately. I'm trying to keep the top 25 in my collection, but who knows? This might be one of them. So just an epic book to add, Silver Surfer number 4. If you guys are enjoying the video so far, please hit the like button. And if you guys are new here, go ahead and hit the subscribe button so you guys can check out new videos that I release. And the next book is also part of the same series. It is Silver Surfer number 3, first appearance of Mephisto. And as you can see, the first thing that stands out is the reds on this book. Blazing red colors. So based off of the appearance so far, it looks definitely like a high grade, but let's take a look at where most of the problems on this book is. So I think the main thing is it has a bit of a spine split, so a small spine split on the corner there. So the spine split is pretty normal for these square bound books. When you read them and you turn the page, it tends to give the most pressure on this spine right here. So that's the first thing to go on these books that I've seen in my experience. But other than that issue, I don't see too many spine ticks. I see some reading creases right here too, but it's not yet split. The back also has some splitting on the back corner there, but the back looks pretty nice too. So as a 6.5, this one presents really, really well. I haven't had a decent copy of this book, so this is also another one I'm considering keeping. So very, very nice. Key in Silver Surfer number 3. And the next book, you guys probably guessed it, also a Silver Surfer book, and that is issue number 1, iconic cover by John Buscema. And this one is an all black cover. So typically this one is a pretty tough book to get in high grade. So as a 5.0, I think it's pretty fair. You can see that it's been read. So there's a reading crease right here, right next to the spine. And also a little bit of splitting right here, same thing. So same issue with this one. As it gets read, this spine tends to get a little split. And it's a little bit of soft corner right here with a color breaking crease. And the top looks a lot better. but most of the issues will be along the spine and towards the bottom. So yeah, definitely a mid-grade. I agree with that. There's a little bit of staining too, tiny bit of staining towards the bottom, but you can't tell too much, and the back overall looks okay. So mid-grade, I think, is a pretty fair assessment of this book. So Silver Surfer #1, the first time Silver Surfer is in his solo series. And the last book as part of this haul is one of the Bronze Age mega keys. And this book, I seem to come across it more than any other book, whether it's Silver Age or Bronze Age. I feel like I've had more copies of this than any other key, which I'm not complaining because it is one of my favorite books. It is Amazing Spider-Man 129, the first appearance of Punisher Frank Castle. And this one, under the light, the colors really pop a lot nicer. I think in pictures, when I saw the picture, it looked a little bit faded, but now that I have it in hand, the yellow and the reds pop a lot nicer when I have it in the light. And this one is a 6.5. I think this one, the major thing with this one, what held it back, is the spine is a little bit rough, but this one does have a decent amount of distribution ink, which it doesn't hurt the grade too much, but when there's a lot of distribution ink like there is on the back right there, there's also a decent amount right here. So when there's that much, I think CGC does kind of knock the grade down a little bit. This one does have a little bit of dirt on it as well, a little bit of tanning, I would say, in the inside, most likely. But overall, I think there's no big color breaking creases. There's no pieces missing. So as a 6.5, I think if you're looking for a book that has really nice colors, nice presentation on the front, at an affordable price, 6.5 is a good grade to look at for this book. I think, if I remember correctly, it's about 1,000 to 1,100, if I remember correctly. But yeah, pretty nice, affordable mega key in the Bronze Age and a big first appearance. That is the last book of this haul. The total I paid for all 7 of these keys is $3,300, and I think that amount is, it's not a steal, and it's not overpaid either. I feel like it's right smack in the middle for purchasing a big group of keys at one time for cash locally. No shipping involved, no fees involved. I think both sides are pretty happy. These are definitely high demand books, especially the Amazing Spider-Man number 129, Silver Surfer #1. I have early Silver Surfer keys and the Amazing Spider-Man #5 raw. So a lot of high demand books that any collector would like to have in their collection. So half of the books I'm thinking about keeping, maybe not half, maybe about 2 out of the 7 I think I might keep. So let me know, guys, what you guys think about the amount I paid. If you guys are new here, go ahead and hit the subscribe button on the way out. And with that, guys, I want to thank you for joining me here on Comics with Monix. And as always, I want to encourage you to collect your passion. We'll see you guys in the next video. Take care.